evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a surprise for you today. There we are, easy cooking for busy people. Yes, sir. That's the show of Angelo. Today we got another Angelo by popular demand. People call me, ask him, what are you going to have, Angelo, again? With those special recipes. Ladies and gentlemen, U.S., you got it. There it is, my friend. Good afternoon, good evening, my good friend Angelo.
Angelo.
Welcome back to our beautiful
good to be
show.
here. It's
nice
good
to have you back. I know they say you got those special recipes.
Yeah.
I'll let you take it over. You're the boss today. I'm just your helper.
Okay, great. We're going to do something different today from what normally we do. Being that it's Chinese New Year's, we're going to do a couple of quick stir-fried Chinese dishes that we've simplified and adapted for the American kitchen. So you don't need the big burners that they have in a Chinese restaurant. And it's something that can be done very quickly, and it's very delicious and very nutritional. There'll be a lot of vegetables being used, and let's get started.
That's because I always love Chinese food. I don't know why. I must be part of a Chinaman.
Part
I
Chinese.
love rice and Chinese food. Okay, so you go ahead. Go ahead and start it. Tell the people what you got there.
The first dish we're going to do is a modification of a Szechuan beef dish, and the second dish is going to be hot. So we took the heat out of the first one, so there won't be any chili peppers. But basically, this is a dish that uses shredded beef, shredded peppers and onions and garlic, and it's done very quickly. Most of the work is done in chopping up the vegetables. So let's get started. Before I start chopping vegetables, we have the beef already shredded. We just took a piece of New York steak. You could use any meat that you want because it's tenderized a little bit with soy sauce and wine. And what you do is you cut it in thin slices, and you cut it in slices, then you turn the slices and cut it into shreds. So I'm going to add just a little bit of soy sauce to this, and a little bit of white wine, and just a drop of oil.
Boy, this sounds good already.
Oh yeah, this is going to be delicious. And we'll stir this around a little bit. How about that?
Real Chinaman.
Yes. And we'll add just a little bit of cornstarch to it.
There's a spoon here, Chef, if you like it.
Yeah, here it is. Got it.
You got it?
So we'll add just a little bit of cornstarch to this.
Watch it, ladies and gentlemen. This is an excellent recipe.
This is fantastic. It's one of my favorites. And it's something that you can do very quickly at home, and it's colorful, it's nutritional, and it's delicious.
You season them like you do right there now, huh?
Yeah, and then normally you should let this marinate about 20 minutes to a half hour. Before you toss it. But it doesn't really matter. If you let it just a few minutes, it'll add the flavor and it will tenderize the meat.
All you do now, you show the people how to do it, right?
So we'll just let this go, and then we'll start chopping up some vegetables. Quick way to cut a pepper is to cut the top and the bottom, and then you cut one side of it, and then it opens up. Mm-hmm. And then what you can do is just remove the spines, and we don't need the whole pepper because we'll add some green to it too. So then what we'll do is just take this and cut it into shreds like we did the beef.
Fantastic. Sheila, there's a lady there, got customer mice. She says you never met my name. All right, Sheila, you watch this, I hope so.
What's her name?
Her name is Sheila.
This is for Sheila.
That's it. Yeah, that's for you, Sheila.
Oop.
Then we'll take we'll
take a green pepper, just to add a little more color, and we'll cut that into shreds. So we have our yellow pepper and our green pepper, and then we'll take some carrot and basically do the same thing. Take the carrot and cut off one of the round edges, so now when you cut it, it's nice and flat so it doesn't slip and you wind up cutting your finger. So,
well, put a little finger, that's okay, and then it tastes better, you know.
right. But we have enough protein with the beef.
That we don't need any fingers, right?
So that should probably be enough carrot.
They have a, you know, I don't know why they didn't open a restaurant. You know, all the Greeks, when they meet a Greek, they open a restaurant. How come you didn't come over and open a restaurant with me?
Maybe we should go into partners. Maybe we should become partners. Okay, and then we'll add a little bit of onion. You want to turn on the
oven?
The oven.
We're on.
Okay. We'll take some onion and just slice that like we did the others.
Gus, Gus, Angelo, the Chinese people, they always like the vegetables done.
Yes,
you know?
everything's going to be cooked very, very quickly.
Yeah, because they don't cook them very much.
Right.
I love that. You know, I like that.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
It keeps all the nutritional value.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite way of cooking vegetables, because years ago I remembered everybody used to cook the vegetables to death, and you know, they didn't have any flavor or texture, and it was a difficult thing to appreciate. Okay.
You know, for your information, ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman is a writer, you know. Matter of fact, he's writing this book right now about me, about the duty to war, the OSS thing, you know. But he is a tremendous chef, a tremendous cook.
Okay. The pan is hot, so we add a little bit of oil. You don't need very much oil with stir frying. And always add just a pinch of salt to your pan. And coat the bottom of the pan. And we'll add the beef. Nice sizzle.
Yeah, it smells really good.
And it has a nice aroma because you have the
garlic
beef.
in there too.
The garlic goes in.
Yeah.
I almost forgot the garlic. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, right.
See, it's good to have a professional chef.
No, just to help it.
So what you do is you just toss this a little bit, not very much. And you don't want to overcook it. Oh, yeah. Thanks.
See? Doc is don't miss nothing. Nothing you miss, Doc. You're right, Doc. There was a little more garlic there. Doc said, hey, you missed the garlic
That's right. Okay, the beef isn't quite cooked completely, but we take it out at this point.
Okay.
Okay.
And we
add just a little bit more oil to it.
You use olive oil or salad oil?
For Chinese cooking, you should use either peanut oil or corn oil.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot of restaurants use cottonseed oil, but I'm not that crazy about cottonseed oil.
But peanut oil
or corn oil.
Corn oil,
yeah. So here we're cooking our vegetables, and like you said,
nice, very nice.
We're just going to toss them a little bit. You don't want to overcook them. And just let those go for
Angelo, I think we're going to open a restaurant, Chinese restaurant here now. No, right, a Greek restaurant.
Well, you know, if we use olive oil instead of corn oil, we say it's a Chinese restaurant with Greek influence.
Yeah. And that's good for you, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Not fattening either.
Not very fattening because, especially with this kind of a pan, it's a non-stick pan, so you don't have to use a lot of oil. And nothing really sticks. And this is almost done. So we'll add the beef back to it.
Fantastic.
Okay, and then we add a little bit of soy sauce to this.
Of course.
A little bit of salt and a little bit of sugar.
Oh, I see.
And this dish is done.
You serve it with rice?
Serve it with rice. Yeah.
You forgot the rice.
Now, we don't need rice.
You don't need rice. You got plenty. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but Doc, he says he's going to have, you know, he always likes the rice. You know? Hey, Doc. That's what you think.
This dish is done.
How easy.
Very
Easy cooking
Very
for busy
easy.
people. See, ladies and gentlemen, how long it took us? Not even 10 minutes, huh?
And here it is. If we put it here, we can probably get a shot of it. And there it is.
Fantastic.
Shredded beef with vegetables. It has peppers, yellow and green, and orange carrots. So it's a nice, colorful dish, and it's
Excellent.
there it is.
It looks so good, my goodness, good enough to eat, you know? Okay, what we have next?
The second dish is it's a dish called kung pao chicken, and you start with a chicken breast that's been boned and skinned, and we cut it into bite-sized pieces.
Don't go too fast, you know, because we got lots of time, you know.
That's the thing about chicken.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see what I mean? It's easy cooking. This is fantastic. Look at this beautiful here.
Well, that's the thing about...
Can I taste that?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, my goodness, it looks so good. We have... Hey, Gus, you want to taste this? Ooh.
Is that good? Is that good?
Delicious.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. Okay, so we cut the chicken into bite-sized pieces.
Fantastic. We have a brother here, you know. Maybe we'll bring it in and try to taste him. Hey, brother Gus, come over here.
We'll do the same thing with the chicken that we did with the beef. We'll marinate it with a little bit of soy sauce.
Come over here, Gus, please. I have my very dear friend. It's a brother here.
A little bit of white wine.
Hi, Gus. I think is the mic works? Ladies and gentlemen, this is our brother of a good chef Angelo here, Gus Hajipotis, one of the greatest, one of the nicest guys. Plus, you know, we have a great big organization here we call the AHEPA, the American Hellenic Progressive Education Association. And Gus, he is a district governor. He just returned from back east. He is going to tell us something about, what do you want to tell us? Gus, say hello to everybody.
Hello, and it's good to be back in California. It is cold back in Detroit, very cold. I was in Detroit because we have a new project that we want to undertake in District 21 and make it a national project. In 1942, the President Roosevelt ordered an executive order authorizing the Greek battalion, and they recruited Greek immigrants and Greek American to be part of that battalion. And they started out with, I think, about 1,000 soldiers, trained them at Fort Carson, and then took about 180 of them and started a special unit, which became the OSS. They dropped them behind enemy lines in Greece, in the rugged mountains, and in the plains northwest of Athens. And some were also parachuted in Yugoslavia. Their job was to give the German army as much pain as they could, try to delay them from being able to go to fight in the Russian front. And they also told these folks, these 180 people, that there would probably be a 90% fatality rate. Of course, they fooled them. They all came back except for 2. But a lot of them got a lot of Purple Hearts. They also had no support, no supplies. What they took in with them is all they got. They had to live off the land, and when they raided a convoy, they also had to get the supplies they needed. Now, this group also came back. It was, unfortunately, everything was secret, so they couldn't say anything about it. where they've been, where they fought. Everything was classified. And under the Freedom of Information Act, it was finally released in '78. So some of the information got declassified and was able to become public. But these people have never been honored. And we'd like to correct that problem because here it is, some over 50 years since the war has been over, and there really hasn't been much recognition for their valiant effort. They also, one of the British generals, because they were under the British command, said that heroes fight like Greeks. And they've never been recognized for the sacrifice that they gave the world in the pursuit of freedom, and are really credited for a lot of the successes that the Allies had, because Greece was the first country that ever gave the Germans a bad time and delayed them, the German army, enough that delayed them that they were unable to be on their time scale. And their effort was probably what cost Germany the war. Now, we want to build a statue, and we'd like to put it in Washington, D.C. We want to recognize these 1,000 people, and especially the 180. Why don't we continue with the cooking, and then we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll be back with it. Good, good. Okay, thank you, Gus.
Okay, we're all set to go with phase 2.
Right. Gus, you did an excellent job so far. We come back, we're going to have a little more time. And then 10. How's it good? Okay.
This is a dish called kung pao chicken, and it's chicken breast without the skin, without the bone, cut into bite-sized pieces. It's marinated, and what we're going to do is we're going to cook that with a nice spicy sauce, and it has peanuts in it.
Ooh,
it's delicious. It's one of my favorite dishes.
That sounds terrific.
But so this looks like it's getting hot.
Of course.
So let's get going. We had, again, like we did before, we had probably about a tablespoon of corn oil, maybe a tablespoon.
That's another. So we'll bring Gus after. We'll bring the. We'll see.
Right. Yeah.
And bring Gus back, and finish those. But
sure. Add a pinch of salt to the pan.
This is good.
And then we add the chicken breast to it. That's good. And you don't want to overcook the chicken. If you just cook it till it just turns opaque, then it's nice and tender. It tastes almost like a scallop. If you overcook chicken, it becomes, very tough. But with this technique, the stir-frying technique, it doesn't take a lot of time, but you do have to cook it through. But it winds up having a nice, succulent, juicy, tender quality to it. So we're getting there.
You're a tremendous cook. I don't know about you. I still say we're going to open a restaurant together. I'm looking for a partner. Maybe you should come to my partner down there.
Well, that's something we should talk about.
That's right. Absolutely.
So this is getting close to being done. Let me take this out.
Okay. We do have the recipes for this one.
Yes.
They're going to call out. Right away, ladies and gentlemen, for the recipes, call 295-7765 at Angelo's, and we will send you the copy of the recipes. Angelo's Harifari Special. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we take about 2 tablespoons of
yeah, go ahead.
soy sauce.
Uh-huh.
And you take about 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Uh-huh. You want a much fire?
Lower it if you can.
Lower it. Okay.
And you add about 2 tablespoons of white vinegar.
White vinegar,
You can use any vinegar.
Any vinegar,
Yeah, you
no?
use black
Doesn't
vinegar,
matter,
red
okay.
vinegar. I just happen to have white today.
And what do you call this recipe again?
This is kung pao chicken.
Kung pao chicken, kumba.
I left out the chili peppers because it can get pretty hot.
I see.
So we add this to the pan, and then we have a
Kung
little
pao chicken.
kung pao.
Kung pao.
And then we add a little bit of cornstarch. I've taken one teaspoon of
Ooh, that
cornstarch.
smells good, Angelo.
With, yeah. And then what we do, let me add just a little more wine to this.
Okay.
Looks like it got a little too far ahead of us. Yeah. So you can always just thin it out.
Yeah,
That's not a
oh,
problem.
sure. You got a little more wine. Yeah, that's nice. I look like a sweet and
It
sweet
is.
sour.
It's
like, yeah?
pretty close. Pretty close.
Like sweet and sour.
Yeah. Let me add a little more water to it.
Uh-huh.
One of the, if you do get it where it becomes a little too thick, you can always thin it out with a little broth or wine or whatever it is you're using.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea.
So then we return the chicken to it,
Right back to it, man.
right back to it, and then the peanuts. Peanuts.
Ooh, oh, oh.
And we just kind of toss this until they get nice and glazed. We have a little more sauce than you normally use, but it's good if you have rice. You know, it's got a nice tang to it from the vinegar, and it's got a sweet quality from the sugar, and the wine gives it that little extra quality.
Uh-huh.
So this dish is done.
That's it.
So we can turn on the stove. Okay.
Beautiful.
So I'll put it on here so we can get a shot of it.
Beautiful.
And there it is.
Kung
Pao chicken.
pao chicken. I didn't know you were a little Chinaman. You're a Greek Chinaman. God bless you. This guy's good, man. Okay, now, you see, ladies and gentlemen, you see how it is. Easy cooking for busy people. But I'm telling you, this gentleman is fantastic.
But these are dishes that you can cook in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10, 15 minutes, and you can have two really great dishes. They're very different. The one is beef with lots of vegetables. This has big chicken pieces with peanuts, and they're just terrific.
Very, very nice, Angelo. Ladies and gentlemen, again, if you like the recipes, just call 295-7765. Now that we have a time, there's our brother Gus back. I want to go ahead and finish, Gus, for you. We got 5 minutes.
That looks good. Ganhei Fat Choi. For those celebrating Chinese New Year. I also want to show you this photograph. This was a young man who was part of that Greek battalion.
Oh my God!
This is our host Angelo Liezos when he was just a kid,
Oh my God!
and he volunteered for this battalion. And how old were you there?
21.
21 years old, and he's 21 years old only because they turned him down the first time he volunteered to go in the military to fight in the Second World War. So we hope to honor all these folks. We hope to build a statue in the next couple of years, hopefully in Washington, D.C., and you're going to be hearing a lot